All right, Aaron. So we got up this morning and, we were comparing notes, asking people what they heard last night. I didn't really hear anything. I thought I heard a knock at like 4 o'clock in the morning, but it was really light and faint. So it might have been just a tree limb falling out of a tree or something. But what did you hear?
Well, I heard two interesting things. The first is within, I'd say, 15 minutes of laying down and just listening, I thought I heard a pretty clear knock. I look forward to hearing the audio if it picked it up. I even said, hey, anybody hear that? But no one responded. But then, the odd thing we were just discussing, I thought I heard you unzip your tent and then not really do anything. And then zip it back up 10, 15 minutes later. And I was thinking, what's he doing? Why isn't he getting, is he sneaking around? Why isn't he making more noise going to the bathroom? Or did he think he heard something and he's chasing it? I thought it was very strange, but, whatever. You can do what you want at the night. But then I found out that wasn't you or Will or anybody else. So, and you apparently heard the same basic thing and thought it was me. And our tents are right next to each other there. So it would make sense. But neither of us remembers unzipping anything. And we both heard it.
So I heard a long zip, like like a tent door being unzipped, and I thought it was Aaron because his tent's right next to mine, and he thought it was me, and because I thought, what's he doing? I thought he might have heard something and was getting up to check it out, and I was a little concerned because I didn't want him walking around by himself. But I never heard him get out of his tent. I never heard any footsteps or anything, so I just thought maybe he was adjusting a sleeping bag or something. But yeah, we both heard mystery zips in the night, but it wasn't either one of us or Will. And Marshall doesn't have a zipper on his bag, so.
And my tent's like way
over
there.
It sounded close. It didn't sound like it was over there.
Yep.
So I kept hearing stuff, like walking. It's probably about 2 in the morning, like on the road and up in this general area, but it sounded heavy, but I don't know.
And we had a game camera set up in camp, but it doesn't look like it caught anything. It's like the last pictures were around the time we went to bed. That's weird. I've heard of mystery voices and mystery sounds, but never mystery zippers. That's a new one. I don't know what that could be, but it was a long enough. It was sounded like a tent door being opened, and I thought that Aaron was getting out of his tent. Initially, I thought, well, maybe he heard something. He's getting up to check on it, and I got a little concerned because I didn't want him walking around by himself. Well, then I thought, well, maybe he's just getting up to go to the bathroom, but I never heard him exit the tent.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because if I'd have heard you exit the tent, I probably would have said something. And weird, bizarre.
Yep.
So a couple years ago, I was camping at this location, and where Aaron's tent was exactly where my tent was set up, and my rig was parked exactly where his van is. And we heard a vocalization about 30 minutes before we went to bed from that direction. And so we ended up going to bed. I'm laying in my tent, and within 15 minutes, I could hear something walking across this ground, and it was like, 2 feet. Walk across here and come up to my tent, and I could hear it bend down, and it reached underneath my tent, long reach, and it kind of just like lifted up my tent just a couple inches, which lifted up my air mattress with me on it, set me back down, moved to this side of the tent, and the top of my tent got pressed in a little bit, but I heard it like sniff the air. It sounded like human nostrils, not like a bear or anything. And I had my pistol drawn on it, didn't know what it was. Watch alarm goes off, and I'm assuming that kind of spooked it or whatever, and it turned, came this way, tripped on my tie down, and pulled my entire tent with it. I'm assuming it went down this little embankment here. And shortly after that, we were hearing some wood knocks over in this general area, and what I thought was voices of like a woman, like a sound of a woman talking, but I couldn't make out any of the words. But yeah, that all happened right here.
Take two. All right, so we got our camp packed up. You know, we're getting ready to disperse and head out of this area. We had an interesting couple of days here. We had some vocalization, we had some knocks. We found some interesting things out on the trails, some cool breaks that you'll get to see, that you got to see in the video. And this is some interesting habitat. It's only a couple of miles away from where we filmed Bigfoot Encounters of the Pacific Northwest. As you guys know, we couldn't get in there because of the logging. So yeah, I can't wait to get back to this area, and I really appreciate Will Ulmer of Bigfoot of Stevens County bringing me out here, and I can't wait to come back.